Hello everyone, my name is Michelle. I'll be your pilot today. Welcome aboard to Yoga in Transit. I'm joining you today from the beautiful Hamilton, Bermuda, where I am fortunate enough to get a little bit of off time during my work trip. So I'm looking forward to exploring the beach later, and hopefully we'll find some opportunities that I can record some beach practice to share with you all as well. Today I am a couple of days after my last really intense leg workout, and so my booty is super sore today. The glutes really do a lot to support us every day, whether we're standing, sitting, walking, or even exercising. So you may be in a similar place if you work at a desk job and your hips get really tight or sore from sitting all day long. This is going to be a really great release just for the lower body area. So we'll begin in a crisscross applesauce position, or if you're more comfortable in a chair or on a cushion, please make yourself as comfortable as possible. We'll come first to a seated position. Hands can rest on the knees or in the lap, and we'll close down the eyes just for a few breaths and allow ourselves to fully get here. Give yourself a moment to let go of whatever it was you were doing before this. Give yourself permission to not consider any of the tasks you have to do today. I promise they will still be there waiting for you when we're done. So allow yourself to feel what it's like to be here right now in this moment. What does the ground feel like beneath you? What parts of your body is the ground touching? Does it feel supportive? How does your body feel today? Is it light? Does it feel heavy? Do you feel groggy? Maybe you're mad. Whatever it is, just notice it. Just allow yourself to fully be in your body and notice what's going on here. Whatever it is, nothing is wrong. Everything that's happening is just real life. We're going to take a few deep breaths in together, in through the nose, and then we'll suspend the breath, which means not breathing at the top. So allowing your belly and your lungs to stay full of that air just for a second and pause. And then we'll exhale out. Feel free to sigh it out, make a little bit of noise, let yourself experience some release. So together, first breath in. Good job. Another breath in. Biggest breath you've taken all day. Allow the belly to expand with air. One more just like that. Great job. You can open the eyes, and we're going to begin our practice today with a yogi squat. I've also sometimes seen these called moon squats or malasana. We're going to take it as a little bit of an active posture just to get the blood flowing in our legs. So you can come to a standing position. You can face forward or sideways, whichever you're more comfortable with. I'm going to face to the side here. You want your feet to be about hips width distance, toes pointed forward. If your hips are feeling particularly tight, you can step your feet out a little bit wider. Try a little bit less wide than your mat. And then we're going to reach up, up, up towards the sky. And then as we reach down, we're going to exhale, pull your arms in, bring them to your chest. Let your bottom drop as your knees bend all the way down into this squat. And you may not get your bottom all the way down here. You may be here, and that's okay. Wherever you are today, you might hear my knees popping. Sometimes that happens. So we're going to come back up into a standing position, and we're going to do a series of 10 squats. So 9 more. We've already done 1. And this is just to get the blood flowing, your muscles warming up. All the way back up. Hands up high to the sky. And exhale. Bring it down. One more coming up. And exhale, bring it down. Again, inhale, high up to the sky. Exhale, bringing it all down. Might wiggle side to side here at the bottom if that feels nice. If it's not, if it's challenging, you might get up a little quicker. That's okay too. One more up. And exhale, bring it down. There's 5 or halfway. If you need to place your hands in front of you to help you get up and down, that's okay too. Feel free. Whatever your body needs today is what you can do. So feel free to take what works for you, leave what doesn't, find a way that feels good in your body. This is number 6. We're reaching up high towards the sky. Exhale. Coming down. And there's no right or wrong answer for what to do with your arms here. You can bring your hands together. You can cross your arms if it feels good to give yourself a little hug. You can support yourself here on the ground. Find what works for you. This is your practice. Okay, one more inhale up. Up, up, up. Reach, reach, reach. Lengthen the spine. And exhale, bring it back down. Nice stretch in the hips. And again, inhale. This is number 8. You're almost there. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, coming back up. Big, big stretch. Exhale, all the way back down. Maybe giving yourself a little hug or a little rock side to side. All right, last one, biggest breath you've taken all day. Up, 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 and inhale. I'm gonna stay here a moment for this one. Think about tucking your tailbone so that it's pointing towards the ground. Feeling a stretch in the front of the hips as you do that. Considering where your shoulders are and allowing them to melt down away from your ears. Spreading the fingers wide, spreading the toes wide. And exhale all the way back down. Good job. So that's gotten a little bit of blood flowing, getting our muscles warm. To come to a seated position from here, you can place your hands here in front of you or behind. Sit down. You can fall down, that's okay too. We're going to come to a seated position and windshield wiper the knees, which is one of my favorite exercises for the glutes. So we'll come to a seated position here, knees up towards the sky, toes pointed in front of you. You can put your hands back here or on your elbows, whichever is more comfortable for you. And then we're just gonna let the legs fall to the right. And then to the left, and then to the right. And we're just gonna stay here a moment, back and forth. We're using the ground here, the mat, the towel, the supporting structure beneath us to give ourselves a little glute massage, which feels quite nice. Even if you're not as sore as I am, it probably feels pretty good. This is one of my favorite things to do. You can take it at your own pace, so it might feel good to go quickly, it might feel good to go slowly. Let yourself explore your body here in this practice. That's what we're here for. We're here to learn what's going on in our body in this moment. Oh, good job. Whenever you're satisfied, you can bring your knees back to the center. And we're going to come to fully lay down on our back, drawing the knees into the chest. Give ourselves a big hug. Depending on how tight your hips and glutes are, you may not be able to get your knees all the way into your chest, and that's okay. Wherever you are today is okay. We're all starting from a different place. And you'll notice the more you practice that your body is different every single day. So there's some days where you may have lots of flexibility, and there's some days where you just won't. So it's important to learn that your body is okay. There's no competition. We're just noticing where we are today. All right, bringing the feet down to the floor now. Knees are pointed up towards the ceiling. We're going to raise our right foot up into the air, give it a nice stretch. Reach your heel towards the ceiling, flex the foot so the toes are pointed down towards the face, getting a nice stretch in the back of the leg. Then we're going to bend at our knee. We're going to tuck our ankle of our right foot over our left knee into a figure 4 position. And this might be enough for you, particularly if you have very tight hips or hip flexors or glutes. And if this gives you a lot of sensation, that's wonderful. Stay here. That's what you need today. If you would like a little bit more of a stretch, then you can lift the left foot off of the ground, flexing the foot, protecting the knee joint. You can reach behind your left thigh and grab the leg. This might be enough for you too, and that's great. If you would like even more of a stretch than this and you're not feeling any strain at all in your knees, then you can pull a little bit on the left thigh. Press the right elbow against the right knee and you'll feel a deeper stretch into the side of the glute. We're going to stay here just for a few breaths, allowing our body to experience some time under tension. It's important here to find something where you're feeling a stretching sensation, but not to push too far. If we push too far and we're straining and our stretching, we're sending our body the message that what we're doing is scary and hurtful, and it won't help us in increasing our flexibility or mobility. So it's really important to make sure that your body is safe and comfortable in your practice. And part of the way we do that is by learning to find our edges and respect our body's boundaries. Great job. We're going to unwind from this. The left foot comes back down to the floor. Right foot unwraps, comes back down to the floor and over to the other side. Left foot stretches up into the air. Heel presses towards the ceiling. Toes flex and come towards the face, feeling a nice stretch down the back of the leg. And then take it to the other side. So tucking our left ankle over our right knee. And if this is enough for you on this side, that's perfectly fine. Even if you stretched further on the other side, this might feel like enough. So make sure that you're paying attention to each side of your body, because each side of our body is different every day. So it's okay if it doesn't feel equal. If you'd like a little bit more, you can tuck your hands behind your right thigh, bringing the right foot up to a 90-degree angle. Flex the toes, pulling them back towards the knees for both legs. That helps protect our knee joints. And if you'd like even a little bit more, if you're not feeling quite enough sensation for a stretch, you can pull your knees in towards the chest, allowing the left elbow to press on the left thigh, feeling a deeper stretch through the left glute. And we'll stay here for a few moments, enjoying the stretch, allowing our body to relax into this position, remaining calm, telling our bodies that it's okay to be where we are today. Great job. Whenever you feel satisfied, go ahead and unwind from this position. Both feet come back to the floor, knees pointed to the ceiling. And we're going to take a little bit of a twist here. So this is similar to what we did with the windshield wiper knees when we were going back and forth. This time, when we're laying fully on the ground, you can leave your hands by your side, or if you've got space, you can make a T. I'm a little short on space today, so I'm going to make kind of a field goal position here, cactus arms. Pick the knees up in towards the chest. If you need your hands to help you with that, that's okay too. Give yourself a hand. And then allow your knees to fall over to the left side. So this is going to give you a little stretch in the side body and the lower back. And your knees may not come to the ground, they might. Either one is okay. If your knees do come all the way to the ground, make sure that your right shoulder is still touching the ground. If it's not, then pull yourself out of the twist a little bit. If you're super flexy today and you're able to rest your knees on the ground while your right shoulder remains connected to the ground, you might try pushing a little bit further in the stretch by picking up your left foot and placing it on your right, above your knee on your thigh. That's going to give you a little bit more stretch in the glute as opposed to the lower back. So take your pick for what your body needs today. I'm going to stay here with my legs floating. One more breath here. Great job. Bring the knees into the chest. You can give yourself a nice little hug here. And then we're just going to take it to the other side. So arms come back to whatever position you found comfort in. Rolling the knees over to the right side, paying attention to what the left shoulder is doing now, ensuring that it's staying connected to the ground. And take whatever variation works for you here. Notice where you feel the stretch in your body. It might be a little bit different than you felt on the other side. For me, I feel a little bit more stretch in the upper side body, so around my chest and armpit area. I get a little bit more stretch on the left side than on the right. On the right, I felt it more along my pelvis area. So just notice where you're feeling something in your body. One more deep breath here. Exhale, bring the knees into the center. Give yourself another big hug. And then we're just going to make our way up to a seated position. Rearranging yourself on the mat to where you're comfortable. Legs are going to come straight out in front of us, sitting up nice and tall. So this is staff position or Dandasana, because we're pretending kind of to be a stick. So hands can press firmly into the ground. Next, we're going to think about our shoulders. Sometimes there's a tendency to scrunch our shoulders up towards the ears. So we're going to roll the shoulders back, allow them to melt down the back. Imagine there's a string pulling the top, the crown of your head up towards the ceiling, elongating your spine, allowing the core to come in all around you to support you. You can spread the toes, bring them together, and then we're going to take just a forward fold here. So let's reach up towards the ceiling, allowing our spine to elongate even more, and then exhale, bringing the arms forward towards the toes. Toes stay flexed. Getting a nice stretch along the whole back of the leg here. So we're allowing in this position our back to round as opposed to keeping it straight. And that's going to put some stretch into our legs. Great job. You can hold your toes here if that's available for you. You can rest your hands on your legs or on the mat, or you can keep your hands suspended. Now take a moment to pay attention to your shoulders and see if they snuck up into your ears again up here. And if they have, just relax them back down the back. Allow yourself to lean forward without letting your shoulders creep up into your ears. Great job. Walk yourself back up to a seated position. We're going to come back to the crisscross applesauce position we began in, and we're going to do a little bit of a deeper hip stretch. I've heard this called fire log position. So we'll take our left foot here, and we want it to be parallel to our body. So almost like a crisscross applesauce position, but a little bit further out away from your body. We're going to take the right foot, and we're going to place it just above the knee here. So we don't want to put it on the knee joint. We're going to put it just above here on the quad. And if your knee stays up here and that's all the flexibility you have, that's great. It's a good starting place. If you've got a little bit more room to move, you might sit forward a little bit and you'll feel quite a deep stretch in the glutes and the hip flexor from this. The more you practice this, the more flexibility you'll grow. So eventually you may be able to come forward and have your knee come closer to the foot on the bottom. But then again, that depends on how stiff and how sore you are from other exercises or activities that you may have done. So my legs are very stiff today. When I'm doing a flexibility day, my knee gets all the way down here, and sometimes I'm even walking forward like this. But on a day where I've done a lot of work on my glutes and my legs, that's just not available in my body. I've got to stretch it back out. So Allow yourself to be different every day. That's okay, that's normal. We're gonna stay here just for a moment. And again, if this is too intense for you, don't push. So we're not forcing our leg down at all. If your leg is up here and it needs to stay there, that's perfectly fine. If you've just gotten to about right here and that feels like enough sensation in your body, that's also perfectly fine. Make sure you're listening to your body and doing whatever it is that you need today. So although my hands are resting here, it's more of a comfort thing. I'm not pushing my leg in any way. One more breath here, and then we're gonna take it to the other side. Okay, great work. You can use your hand to get your foot back out of this, and then we're just gonna swap it to the other side. So right leg comes to lay on the ground. Your shin is gonna be perpendicular to your body. Left foot comes up, resting the heel just above the knee on the quad. Once again, if you're up here and that's plenty of sensation, go ahead and leave it there. If you would like to leave your arm here to support yourself, that's perfectly fine. If you need a little bit more of the stretch in the glute, then go ahead and let your leg come down as far as it's comfortable coming down. So you'll notice that there's a difference here between where my left and right legs were, and that's perfectly fine. I'm feeling as much sensation right here for this leg as I was when I was lower in the other leg, and that's okay. Our bodies are different on each side. So I'm gonna hold my leg here for comfort, but once again, not pressing down. It's just a comfortable place. So if it feels good to maybe hold your foot, give yourself a little foot massage, maybe your toes are cold, make yourself comfortable. Spend this time here taking care of you. So notice what your body might want or need, and feel free to give it to yourself. We'll be here for a couple of more breaths. You can close down the eyes or leave them open. One more deep breath here. Great job. Go ahead and unwind yourself from that, and we're just going to come back to a comfortable seat where we began. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for making time for yourself and choosing to take care of your body and be present for yourself. It's a very important thing, and sometimes underappreciated, to show up. And that doesn't mean just showing up for other people, it's showing up for yourself too. So give yourself a round of applause or a pat on the back. You did a really wonderful thing today, showing up for yourself, and I appreciate you choosing to share that time with me. I'll see you next time.